Inside the Boardroom, we aim to go beyond the press release by giving you access to the people building the businesses that you want to learn about. Today, on February 11th, C3 Metals announced an earn-in agreement worth $75 million with Freeport. Here with us in studio is Dan Symons, President and CEO of C3 Metals, to tell us a lot more. So, Dan, obviously a very exciting news and certainly an endorsement for Bellis Gate. Can you start us off by giving us a quick overview of Bellis Gate?
Yeah, absolutely. Bellis Gate is a project we put together. It's about 130 square kilometers, stretches 18 kilometers in strike extent of almost continuous copper gold mineralization at surface through rock samples and soil samples. And through that, through geophysics, good old-fashioned boots on the ground geology work, all the samples we've taken in about 12,000 meters of drilling, we've identified 14 porphyry, 30 epithermal, and multiple volcanic red bed style prospects. So it's a lot to take on for a little company. Hence why we thought it was a good idea to bring in a big partner in Freeport.
So, why Freeport and why now?
Freeport's an industry leader. They're one of the top, if not the top, copper producer and gold producers in the world. If we look at the top 20 copper mines in the world, they own and operate 3 of them. They have a tremendous track record from exploration to development to production. And, our technical teams were very aligned on the geologic model and what we think the work that needs to be done through advanced targeting methods and intensive drill campaigns. So, while there were some other parties that expressed interest, at the end of the day, Freeport's the one that's walking away with the deal with us.
Now, the earn-in, as we mentioned, is worth $75 million, and there's 2 stages of the deal. Can you break that down for us, and also what drove the structuring as well?
Sure. So it's up to $75 million US dollars, which at today's exchange rate is 107 million Canadian for a company that's about 5 times our market cap.
Thanks for clarifying that up.
Yeah. Before the market opened today. And really, the deal structure is in the next 5 years, Freeport will invest in the project and exploration-related expenditures, 25 million US, or around 36 million Canadian today on the exchange rate. So, and that will give them a 51% interest in the project. We remain the operator of the project during that first phase, after which Freeport will have the option to, if they want to acquire another 24% to get them up to the 75, they'll put in 50 million US. To get that last 24% to bring them to 75. And then after that, we would fund it pro rata. So they would fund 75%. We would fund 25% going forward. But if someone's spending 75 million US, over north of 100 million today in Canadian dollar terms, this isn't for a dollar for dollar exchange on the value of the asset. It's the potential that we see for something that could be worth substantially more.
Now, you just said that C3 will be operating the first stage. What are the advantages of that, and how do you make plans to maximize those advantages?
Yeah, there's advantages to both sides, for both Freeport and C3 being the operator. And we already know the jurisdiction very well. We've been operating there. We know the logistics. We know the government. We have those relationships. We have very strong community relationships through our CSR programs. So that's an opportunity for Freeport really to learn from us and how things work in Jamaica. That's a new jurisdiction for them over that first phase. And then as we move into the second stage of the earn-in, if Freeport advances that, they would have the option to take over operating the project when the real heavy dollars come in. But they'll have 5 years to get up to speed on everything going in. And it's really a stamp of approval, too, on our technical team
Sure.
and the ability that they see that we have.
Now, I've heard you say in past interviews that C3 is a first mover in Jamaica.
That's correct.
Now, when you say jurisdiction, I'm sure that relates to that phrase. So tell us more about, what that means, first mover.
Yeah, so we were the company that we consolidated ground and really went after exploring for copper gold assets in Jamaica. A lot of people don't realize that mining's the number 2 industry in Jamaica, but it's all bauxite related. So bauxite being a key mineral used in production of aluminum. There's an aluminum refinery on the island in Jamaica. So we looked at this and said, throughout the Caribbean, there's big copper gold deposits all through Cuba and Haiti and Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, the most notable being Barrick Gold's Pueblo Viejo deposit in Dominican Republic. But the geology and the geologic setting all through the Caribbean is very, very similar. And we looked at it and said, why is nobody here in Jamaica? This is a country that has had mining's the number 2 industry. It's been going for nearly 75 years. The mining law is based off British law as a former colony. It's been in place since 1947 and very well adhered to. So, and you have a very motivated government that was seeking investment in diversifying out of bauxite into other minerals. So we came in and we consolidated north of 200 square kilometers in the central inlayers of Jamaica. We were the first movers exploring there. And then a private company by the name of Geophysics Jamaica came in and picked up vastly more ground than we did all around us. We ended up partnering with that company on an epithermal gold project that we have there. We announced that last March. 2 months later, Geophysics, that company, partnered with Barrick Gold.
Another giant.
Another major, brought them in. They completely surround us, earning in up 80%, and now we're bringing in Freeport. So, you know, well, we were the first mover, followed by Geophysics, now Barrick and Freeport. The fact that there's two major mining companies now coming into Jamaica, I think, volumes. One, for the exploration potential and upside of a very underexplored district, and two, of a jurisdiction where you have the right rule of law and government motivation to see new mineral development.
Now, to close, it'd be great to talk about what other pieces of news is coming out for C3. What can you share with us now? You
know, one thing today, obviously, the news out of Bella's Gate in Jamaica is getting a lot of focus, but we have multiple assets within our portfolio. We run a portfolio approach. We're not a one-trick pony focused on one asset. We know the risks involved in the exploration business. So we have another project in Jamaica with our partner Geophysics, which is a high-grade epithermal gold prospect. We're going to be drilling on that starting in March next month, so we'll have some results coming off that. And that was around a past-producing mine that operated that was running at 20 grams, so very high grade. And then we also have a district-scale 300 square kilometers that we consolidated over 2.5 years in southern Peru. And we're less than 45 kilometers, almost right between these two big mines, the Las Bambas mine, which is one of the top 20 mines in the world, and the Hudbay Minerals Constancia mine. So what we've been doing there, we've been doing all the surface work ahead of drilling. We're going to have soil geochemistry and geophysical data coming back, and that'll line us up for our first maiden program on that project, which we think has potential for meaningful discovery.
Well, Dan, we'll continue to watch over on CEO.CA.
Thanks, Rachel. Thanks for having me.